As I promised in a previous video, I'm going to shoot one today regarding this BMW. It's part of that series, which one sucks more, the BMW or the Lexus GS. So this is a 3 Series diesel. It's got 166, almost 167,000 miles on it. And I'll walk you through the things I've done throughout my ownership. Okay, so it's actually less than what I thought, 167. Anyway, what's wrong with it? Well, a few things. A wire inside here came loose, and using the manual mode or sport doesn't really work that well right now. This one, the iDrive is not really working perfectly right now. Something broke inside there, so when I go this way to the left, it doesn't really do anything. I have to go down and see if I want to enter this menu right here. I can't really do it pressing the left, but if I pull back this way, I can get in there, okay, and still, go over. So that's something on the inside here. The cup holder sticks out. It works this way, but I cannot press it in all the way. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, the iDrive is far better than what you get on the Lexus. It's got physical buttons you can push. The Lexus does not have that stuff at all. Right here, see, direct access to your presets, direct access to your climate control. Okay, the Lexus does not have that. I'll walk you through that. This is perfect. You don't have to use voice command. You don't have to go into the slider thing on the Lexus, go into menu and turn on your fans and stuff. Well, the fan actually can do it manually, but all this stuff you cannot. I love the iDrive because of the muscle memory. Okay, I can go directly to navigation, phone, right, menu, and all that. You just don't even have to take your eyes off the road. You just muscle memory thing. Use your fingers the way you want it. Back, of course, options and stuff like that, right? So this is a big plus. Through a list of the maintenance things and repairs that I've done throughout my ownership for the past 6 years or so, and I'll explain some of the things along the way there. Costs maybe. But some major things have happened, given that it's a diesel, and pretty much all diesels, at least the ones sold in the US, will have to go through the same issues at one point or another. It's due to the alphabet soup, as it's called. Of course, the SCR, DOC, what is it, the EGR valves. It's got this one has got one cooler. The X5 has 2 coolers for high pressure and low pressure EGR coolers. It's got 2 turbos, and what's causing all the problems is the carbon buildup. It just clogs up everything and messes things up. The urea tank, DEF tank, those are prone for failures. I think they're made by Bosch, not sure. Most of them are anyway. They're all, the urea tanks get the urea DEF, whatever you want to call it, gets crystallized, and the sensor, the sender, the pump tend to freeze up. It's a costly repair. You cannot easily, I think, swap out the pump or the sender unit. You might have to replace the whole tank, and in my case I think it's $1,100 plus some labor, something like that. For the first 50,000 miles, there's really not a whole lot you do to the car. It's under warranty, of course. Well, there are a few recalls as with any car, but this one came with, as any actually BMW, comes with free maintenance for the first 40,000 miles, I believe, 4 years of ownership, something like that. So oil changes and all that, they've been done mostly by me. It's a whole lot cheaper than paying $250, $270 at the dealer. I just buy the oil and filter and replace everything myself, which is about $100, give or take. Alright, so this is a recall right here. EGR valve, okay, was I guess replaced. Few other things there, oil changes, not a whole lot. Okay. Now the problems start right around 50,000 miles, and that is all due to carbon buildup. The dealer started out with the mass airflow sensor, thinking that was the problem, but that was not. They couldn't really figure it out. And I drove a few thousand miles. They replaced just about everything there, like you see here. EGR valve, cooler, larger turbo, yeah, SCR, particulate filter, everything. Okay, the car is still not doing well. Again, under warranty, because I opened the case. It was the case was open right before it turned 50,000 miles, so right before the warranty expired. I was lucky that my problems started then, because otherwise all this would have been all on me, out of my pocket. So I got lucky in that respect. But again, this is just for the diesel models, and as you know, all diesel models having a particular filter will get clogged up. Okay, so they replaced all the injectors, thinking again that's the problem. Replace the SCR metering module. Okay, now finally, it was diagnosed as having carbon buildup. But they wanted me to pay for it. I believe at that time they quoted me $4,800. So of course work was not performed because I just didn't feel it was my fault. It was a design fault, of course. Anyway, so went to a different dealer. They confirmed the CBU. They worked with BMW of North America and actually did all the cleaning. Walnut shell blasting, I believe they do, whatever. So anyway, it worked fine after that. And you might have to kind of do it from time to time. But the prices have come down a lot since when? 2013, 14. So it's a whole lot more affordable. Now, again, oil changes, not a whole lot more, okay? Just DEF, you got to add from time to time, right? Now, here comes another problem. The crankshaft pulley. So that went out. I believe the water pump, of course, did not work. It showed that there was a problem with cooling. A few other things there. Oil pipe. Okay. I think it was sending some oil inside the turbo, so that had to be replaced. But look at the mileage. Okay. Let's see. Oil changes, tires, and here comes some more. 95,000 miles. Back pressure line, turbo oil hose again, okay, other or a different one, I don't know. All right, some hoses, solenoid valve, okay, manifold gasket, breather hose. I've done some maintenance work on the transmission, which was not really required by the ownership manual, but I did it anyway. Let's see. I guess this one just went bad. The preheating glow plug, I guess, for number 6 cylinder. Okay, brake fluid, coolant fluid. Okay. Differential oil, again, not required by the manual. I did it anyway. Coming close to 100,000 miles. Okay. This one went out. The coolant pump went out. One dealer said that it's electrical, which was a big lie, and they just obviously had no idea what they were talking about. Took it to a trusted mechanic, and they replaced everything. It's not electrical, it's mechanical, driven by belt. So anyway, all right, let's move on here. Okay, look at when I replace the brakes. Okay, this is not a fluke here. It's real. You look at forums, go online, see what people are scared. At one point, it's like, I changed my brakes at 100,000 miles or whatever. Perfectly normal for these cars. For some reason, they last a lot and they perform very well. I have absolutely no complaints about it. We'll talk about the Lexus. Okay, so. But again, going through oil changes. Oh, why so many oil changes? Because I prefer to change the oil somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 miles instead of the required, well, by the book anyway, 12,000 or something like that. It's just what I want to do. It's a diesel. It kind of gets burned more quickly. Whatever. I don't mind it. Okay, battery. Lasted a long time. Okay, finally had to, that replaced. I did the registration thing using an app. Otherwise it would have been extremely expensive at the dealer. Okay, so regular maintenance. Okay, filters, new tires, engine oil again, all that stuff. Okay, this is just pure maintenance here. Okay, not repairs. Transmission fluid change, power steering fluids, differential fluid, fuel filters. Okay, you got to do that. Although diesel here is pretty clean, but you got to do it. Okay, now front control arm bushing, that's not a preventive maintenance thing. While they were doing the work, they figured out it kind of failed, it broke, whatever. But 140,000 miles, okay? Not bad. Rear brake pads, okay? That's when I replaced them, because previously, what was it? Was it at 116,000, something like that? Yeah, it was just the front pads that were, and the discs that were replaced. So now the rear ones have to be addressed. Yeah. This one, being in the California sun a lot, it kind of dried out the rubber molding. It's not the sealant, okay, around the windshield and the rear one too. So I just replaced that. Just a few months later, a year later, yeah. No, not even a year later. Right now we're in July of 2018. A big rock just cracked my windshield. Had to replace it all over again. Anyway, so again, maintenance stuff, oil, filters, tires, whatever. Now, while I had it at the mechanic, I had to do this particular filter, okay, diesel particular filter cleaning. Might have been, I don't know, I don't know. I'm not really gonna say much. Apparently some cars need to have this replaced because it just burns out for some reason. But what I've read, it's kind of when you do some sort of work. So I really don't want to say anything bad about the mechanic. I'm not going to give out any names. Might have been because something happened there, a short circuit, whatever. I don't know. It was just coincidental with many other things. But anyway, it had to be replaced. It just burned out, whatever. As he finished the work, he was pulling the car out of the shop. Just lights went out and whatever, all the symptoms there. Called me, said, well, I got to replace it. All right. This one, it failed, number one. So I guess in the past I only replaced the glow plug for number 6. One injector went out. There were some bad codes, whatever. And he ended up just replacing that one injector and all the problems just went away. Okay, so again, oil changes, tire rotation, filters, and whatnot. Okay, so this is just kind of a reminder for me what I need to do in the future. So seriously now, other than the carbon buildup issues, there's not a whole lot. Pretty much all the headaches that I had right around, let's say, plus or minus 50,000 miles, they were all due because of the carbon buildup, the inherent problem with diesel engines. At least here in the United States. I know in Europe people, here too, let's just be honest, people just take out all the alphabet soup, right? They run a clean pipe, okay, from the engine all the way to the tail, to the mufflers, right? And that way they have no issues with having, you know, carbon buildup, having the diesel particulate filters and the DEF modules clogged up and stuck and causing issues and all that stuff. So some people are able to do that. Being in California, we have smog checks, big federal, actually, and state problems, punishments, and whatnot if you do any of that stuff. So I have to put up with it. Got to clean it up from time to time, and it is what it is. Part of the diesel ownership in a bad state. It was chipped, increased the power a little bit. I have a larger intercooler on it. Never had any issues with that setup. It's been running great. So not really a whole lot. Yeah, you know, every car fails, right? And sometimes you just have to put up with it. Parts fail, people are maybe negligent and they cause some failures. But 166,000 miles and nothing really major with it. No head gasket issue, right? You hear that sometimes, you know, overheating just messes up everything. You have to rebuild the engine. None of that. Transmission failure, not really. It works fine, except for the shifter. Like I said, it's a wire, and to me it's not worth it to have it repaired, or me going in there and messing with it. I might even break it even more. So I'll just leave it alone. But it is frustrating. There are some issues with it. You have to go through the regeneration. Everybody who drives a modern diesel knows about the regeneration. There's no warning when the regen comes. You have to monitor that, and you have to take it on the freeway. A little bit more inconvenient. But if you do a delete on your car, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, okay? And again, some people, some trucks, diesel trucks, they choose to do it. Even on BMWs, you can delete just about everything you want on it, and you get rid of 90% of the problems that can arise from having this issues, with the cars. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is how badly this car sucks, right? That's about how much it sucks. Now we're going to go into the next video with the Lexus, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to be surprised. Stay tuned. Again, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.